Hey, everybody. We're about to get started, but before that, we have an ad.
Yes, this week's episode is presented by Eternal Confidence, an interview series by Homesick Productions, now available on YouTube.
Yes, Eternal Confidence explores what we believe and why. It features interviews with people of faith as well as people who left their faith behind.
It's kind of like what we do, but probably more serious.
Yeah, it's true. I liked the vibe they gave off. I thought it was very similar to I think what we're going for. They're not biased.
Yeah.
We kind of are, but still try to show that here's another.
I'm fine being biased. Eternal Confidence brings an unbiased perspective, taking a no stance, thereby inviting the audience to respond to the various narratives with their own beliefs. That's great. I mean, it's nice to have an unbiased look at these things.
Yeah,
we try and be impartial, but we don't always succeed.
I think what we're trying to do is hey, we're trying not to be biased, but here's our biases, but they're I really liked they did that one where it was the minister father talking to their gay pagan daughter, and that was
I really enjoyed that one, and they're focused on being both empathetic and honest, and it's it can look at genuine beliefs, and it helps people explore their own belief system, as well as the other side.
Go check them out. Let them know that hey, believe it or not, send us.
And they're just starting their second season, so I mean, go check it out. There's a whole season to start with, and then if you like it, watch season 2.
Watch season 1. Watch season 2. And then, check it out. I think you'll enjoy it. If you're into this show, I think you'll be into that.
And hey, when you go check it out, leaving your comment that Believe It or Not sent you, because that's good for everyone. But mostly us.
America needs a tidal wave of the old-time religion.
I have sinned against you.
How dare you! We have no need to doubt God.
The heart of Babylon is preparing the nations to receive the Antichrist.
I didn't even build that house with money from the church. I built it with money from my book.
I don't make this stuff up.
Repenting of your sin.
It is a moral issue.
They got together and swore a pact to the devil.
I just enjoy seeing people worship, praising God.
Hey everybody, welcome to
Believe It or Not.
I'm Trevor Poelman.
And I'm Damien Doepping. We didn't introduce ourselves the last one we recorded.
No, we didn't.
Realize.
Yeah, that's okay. People will figure out what it was.
The people listening right now, you don't care. But
yeah, because that was 5 episodes ago.
Anyway.
Yeah,
a little behind the scenes. We sometimes record multiple episodes at the same time that get released at different times.
That's right, yeah.
But that's for you.
That's just for you. That's a little nugget.
For those who care.
Yeah.
For those who don't, you can skip ahead a few seconds and we'll get into it.
Or skip behind and listen to it again if you want.
If you really like to know the process, there you go.
There it is. If
you don't, well.
Yeah. So.
Let's get this back on track.
Yeah, let's get this back. What do you have anything that when you look at this object, like a toy or something from your past, that you just get this warm feeling, and you like to have that thing in your possession, like
nostalgia,
like a nostalgic item? Do you have anything like that?
I feel I have too many things like that, but it's weird because I have a lot of stuff that I really should get rid of, but I just hold on to, not necessarily because it's this is a special moment, but more oh, that's nice. I like that.
Yeah, I try not to be too cluttery. I try not, but I am.
It's not good.
My new apartment has a stairwell to nowhere, and I just put all my junk on it, my junk toys. I'll put a picture in the show notes. It's all just stuff that I got as gifts or I picked up because I thought it was neat, and I just love it all, and I'll never get rid of it. But yeah, I'm very much this is a thing that reminds me of the past, or this is a thing that reminds me of another person.
Stuff doesn't even have to remind me of other people. It's oh, that's stuff.
Yeah, that's stuff.
I like that stuff.
It makes me happy when I look at that thing or hold that thing.
Then you put it in a drawer and you don't talk about it for 4 years. And then you find it again. It's oh, that's stuff.
Yeah, and then you move and you're oh, I should throw this out. I haven't looked at it in 4 years, but you're I can't throw it out. It's too important. I need it someday.
Yeah. I think we're borderline hoarders, Trev.
I think we might be.
Wow, we should do a new podcast about our hoarding.
Yeah. My good friend of mine from work, her and her husband in their last place they lived, the upstairs guy was a hoarder, but they didn't realize till he invited them over for coffee, and it was just like a path through magazines, through stacks of magazines, and it was just so uncomfortable, like just huddled around this little table. That was just...
I think you can have him... can you have him evicted at that point?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, but I don't know. He also was really good at cutting the lawn, she said, so...
What?
They took turns cutting the lawn, and he was always really good at making sure it was done.
Yeah, I think I'd rather cut my own lawn than have a huge fire and death risk up above
That's
you.
true. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, because when he can kill himself or everybody in the house very easily because of his massive tinderbox house.
Yeah. But sometimes people aren't just nostalgic. They think that these objects that they have power.
Oh, we're talking about relics?
We're talking about relic.
Oh.
What is a relic, you say? Well, according to Wikipedia, in religion, a relic usually consists of the physical remains of a saint or the personal effects of the saint or venerated person, preserved for purposes of veneration as a tangible memorial. And also blah, blah, blah.
And magic
multiple
powers.
religions do it. Magic powers.
That's so weird that they'll just like, oh, it's Saint Ding Dong's
Ding Dong.
Ding Dong. We're going on tour with it.
Yeah.
And then everyone's just like, yeah, I saw Saint Ding Dong's Ding Dong in Philly last night. It was fucking tight.
Yeah, it's so strange. Like, yeah, there was that hand that toured.
Yeah.
That relic that toured Canada last year.
Really
Like, it did
fucking
its international tour, and like, it's so strange. I guess so. Catholics believe in relics a lot. They cling to relics.
Well, they have a lot of iconography.
Yeah,
and all
exactly.
That shit that
Yeah,
the purists will say you're not supposed to have.
yeah, and Protestants will say no, that's idol worship.
Yep,
But they kind of do it too.
it is idol worship.
Yeah,
It's weird.
it's weird. It is. I think a good example is a lot of charismatic Christians will have prayer cloths, like we talked about before.
Yeah.
So that's a good example of like putting faith in an object because some other person prayed over it. Like that's...
But isn't that what holy water is too?
Exactly. That's what holy water is too. So I don't know why Protestants don't believe in holy water, but a certain amount of them will believe in like a prayer cloth or anointing with oil is one thing.
What is like communion in that way? Is that a similar thing, or would that be something different?
Yeah, it's something different, but yeah, actually I was reading about how early Christians, Sunday morning church was a party, right? And so communion, when they would talk about how we'll eat and drink together, communion was getting drunk and eating lots of food together. And now it's become this little thing where you drink some grape juice and eat a little wafer. But at the beginning, and Paul in the Bible would actually, like some of the letters are talking about not taking it too far when you meet together, because some people are getting a little too wasted. But
See, I can get behind that.
yeah, that's a religion I can get behind.
Yeah,
That's probably why they got so many followers at the
On
beginning.
Sunday, you just eat a lot and get hammered with people you want to get.
Yeah, and it was basically like a Thanksgiving feast every Sunday, and
That's great.
that'd be
Instead,
good.
you gotta get those shitty little wafers and
Yeah.
have some old man come tip some grape juice on you.
Yeah. But it's not just Christians that believe in relics. There's
A lot of
many
people
different
do.
religions.
There
But
are?
There are. Part of the Bible, though, that Catholics will say and is kind of showing that relics are cool beans is in 2 Kings 13, verse 20 to 21. It says, Elisha died and was buried. Now Moabite raiders used to enter the country every spring. Once, while some Israelites were burying a man, suddenly they saw a band of raiders, so they threw a man's body into Elijah's tomb. When the body touched Elisha's bones, the man came to life and stood up to his feet. So they believe that like Elisha's bones still had miraculous properties. So that's why some relics of saints or
Okay.
still have miraculous or magic powers.
Right.
Yeah. And also I'd like to point out that the word miracle and the word magic aren't really that different.
No.
Yeah. So a lot of people will use miracle because it sounds less ridiculous than magic, but it's the same thing. Same root word, same all that stuff. Yeah.
I hate when people use the word miracle when like someone gets better from like an illness.
Yeah.
It's a miracle. No, medicine,
science, or that's just something that goes away over time, or something that can go away over time.
It's because someone
had
proper treatment and a support structure and people who cared about them. There's a whole bunch of things that have nothing to do with your quote-unquote miracle.
Yeah, exactly.
And if God was really there for them, why did he give them cancer in the first place?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, man. Oh, tell me about it. Yeah. Tim Minchin has that great song.
Thank you, God, for
fixing the cataracts of Steve's mom.
Something like that.
It's so good.
I don't remember it that well, but yes.
Yeah. But let's talk about some famous relics. Forgot what the topic was. Let's talk about some famous relics.
Oh, you talking about the Queen? She's a famous relic, am I right?
I tell you. I hate the monarch.
Yeah, I'm not a big monarchy fan either.
Shroud of Turin.
Mm-hmm. Did they find the real one?
The real Shroud of Turin?
Yeah.
I don't know. They still got this one. They still got this Shroud of Turin.
Didn't they say it's not real?
Oh, it is not real. So they've analyzed the weaving on... in case anybody doesn't know, the Shroud of Turin is apparently
what Jesus
was buried in.
Yeah.
And then it has an image of his face on it, or a person's face on it. Definitely a medieval forgery. The weaving in the fabric did not exist in first century Israel. It's a medieval weaving that didn't exist yet. There's also paint pigments in there.
Yeah.
There's fake blood stains, even though at the time you wouldn't bury somebody in burial linens without making sure that they were clean of all blood and stuff, because it was a religious ritual, and it was
I'm sure they would have dated the fabrics as well and seen that too. So
I watched a video. We watched a video in church when I worked at a Lutheran church about why the Shroud of Turin is real and all the evidence around it, and there's a pollen on it that was only found in in wherever he was, Jerusalem at that time, and it was very much pro the Shroud of Turin, but that's cherry picked. It's not real.
The Shroud of Turin.
Mm-hmm. But it's still used by many people as evidence for God and evidence for Jesus' resurrection, and certain popes have said it was real. Other Catholics have said they're not sure if it's real, but it has significance, and it's not.
I understand the desire for wanting it to be real, but at a certain point you have to be everything says it's not.
Yeah. Everything about it says it's not. And it doesn't even say that there wasn't something that... that doesn't even prove that Jesus didn't exist, that the Shroud of Turin is fake. It just means that is a fake thing.
Yeah.
In the Middle Ages, there was just a big market for relics. You could make a lot of money. Yeah,
relics then.
Yeah, so
the Middle Ages, relics and indulgences.
Yeah,
that's all they did.
Loved it. That was their whole thing.
Monetizing.
Yeah, exactly. Mary's belt.
Mary's belt
is a popular one. So apparently before...
Is that the one that when God boinked her, he threw it on the bedroom floor?
He left it. It's another notch in his belt. He notched it and left it.
Yeah. And then some guy found it and was like, I've got a belt.
Yeah. Well, apparently, so she gave it to Thomas before she died or ascended to heaven. She's like, here, take my belt.
Gee, thanks.
And it's a woven belt. And so it's on display in Italy.
Can you imagine being Thomas and your friend's dying? You're like, here's my belt. Why would I want your belt?
Yeah, jeez. And they display it at Christmas. They display it at Easter, and May 1st, August 15th, and Mary's birthday, which is in September.
So there's no way to prove that this is Mary's belt other than them just saying it is.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't know what the tests they've done on it.
It's a hearsay belt that they claim is 2,000 years old.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yep. Muhammad's beard is kept on display in a museum in Turkey, in Istanbul.
It is Constantinople now.
Yeah. No, Istanbul was Constantinople.
Oh, right.
So if you have a girl in Constantinople, she'll be waiting in Istanbul.
That's what it is.
Yeah. The beard was in Constantinople.
And now it's in Istanbul.
I don't know. It's a problem for the Turks.
Fair enough. They have his
Islam
beard.
Yeah, so some people view it as a relic, but most
I view it as a haircut.
Muslims view relics as idol worship and would not
I view it as a haircut.
Yeah, it's a haircut that dude had. Probably not Muhammad, probably just some dude, but it's just a piece of hair.
My grandmother has a piece of hair from me and all of my siblings from our first haircuts.
Oh.
Yeah. She's a hairdresser.
Okay.
So it's a little of that, and she gave us our first haircut. So, it's more. It's weird saying it out loud, but it makes sense. She doesn't like pray over them or anything.
Yeah. I hope nobody steals it and makes like an evil version of you,
like a voodoo doll,
or like I was thinking like clone
like
you but evil.
That's true.
Like with Superman.
I'd be cool with that.
Mm-hmm. It would make for a cool story.
I would work with my evil clone and say, like, listen, you do this, and I'll do this.
He's just, like, kind of evil. Like, he wears shades indoors and
has a cool mustache.
Oh, man, that guy's evil.
Yeah.
Would it be sacrilegious to clone Muhammad?
No.
Okay.
If anything, why don't they try cloning Jesus? Maybe that is what the second coming was.
Because if that's blood,
he needed to be cloned.
They should use it. They should extract it, clone him.
Clone the communion wine and wafer?
Yeah.
And see if Jesus comes out? Or a horrible wafer wine monster.
Yeah. John the Baptist's head.
They have someone's head?
They have somebody's head on display in San Silvestro in Rome. And that is supposed to be John the Baptist. Mm-hmm. But it's not the only head of John the Baptist that's on display. There's multiple places.
Was he like a Hydra?
He must have been, right? Every time you chopped off his
two more popped up.
Hair chopped off his head, and then two more popped off, and
makes sense.
It makes sense.
That's why there's multiple.
Yeah. How else could there be multiple?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, but John is a very common name, so
yeah, it's true. Yeah,
there could be many John the Baptist,
and maybe just people baptized. It's not that hard to baptize people.
Yeah, don't you just like dunk them in water?
Dunk them in water, say some words. Done. Holy Spirit comes down in the form of a dove.
Does it matter what words you say?
I don't think so. You just start your own religion, baptize people how you want.
Yabba dabba doo.
Buddhist.
I'm baptizing you.
Yabba dabba doo. I'm baptizing you. I love it.
Yeah, we should start a baptism
club.
Yeah,
I'm in. Put up ads.
We'll get some cool robes.
Hey guys, breaking up in the middle of this episode to remind you again to check out Eternal Confidence on YouTube.
Yeah, if you forgot what we said at the beginning.
Here we go.
Eternal Confidence, it's the interview series by Homesick Productions that's available on YouTube.
It explores what we believe and why. It features interviews with people of faith as well as people who have left their faith behind, like me.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing this unbiased, unlike us. We're very biased, and with our very biased opinion, we think that you should check this out.
Mm-hmm. We're unbiased in that I want you to listen. No, that doesn't make any sense.
If I was unbiased, I would still tell you to.
Yes.
Check it out. But they're in their second season now, so.
Yeah. So, yeah, check them out. Check out, I like some of their, because as someone who left their faith, it's neat to see how other people left their faith and hear their story about that. So I found that really interesting. And
as someone who has no faith or had no faith, it's nice to see what other people do.
Yeah. Leave a comment on their YouTube channel saying that Believe It or Not sent you. And thanks everyone.
Okay, love you.
Back to your regular scheduled thing. Another famous relic is Buddha's tooth. Apparently after Buddha was cremated, one of his teeth survived.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Incisor, I think.
Incisor on the first date.
I hardly knew her. But apparently whoever owns this was thought to be the true ruler, had the right to rule.
Rule what?
That's a good question. Sri Lanka? There was many wars fought over this tooth because people wanted the tooth in their possession because if you had Buddha's tooth, then you could rule.
People are really dumb.
Yeah. It sounds like something from like a fantasy novel.
But I mean, that's what people did for a long, long time.
Yeah.
Crusades.
Yeah, I guess we're all just trying to...
It all just seems like excuses to go kill and murder and pillage people and steal. And
why do we love excuses to do that? Because I mean, nowadays selling weapons is big business. So you need to lobby for wars.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's more to it than that too, but that's a big one.
But I mean, we lied about things to get wars too. Like, that's the Iraq war. They have weapons
exactly.
of mass same thing.
Yeah.
It's the exact same thing.
It's the exact same thing. Instead of Buddha's tooth, it's,
WMDs.
The chains of Peter. So when Peter was jailed in Jerusalem, apparently they took their chains.
They had some shackles, and they're on display. And where are they? They're on display in St. Pietro Vincoli. I pronounced that perfectly. Thank you. In Rome. How underwhelming that must be.
To look at some chains.
Just a pile of chains. Wow. I could have went to Canadian Tire and saw it.
Yeah. And apparently, like, even with Elisha's tomb, the guy got healed when he touched the bones, right? So, like, but you can't touch these. They're on display under glass, right?
Yeah.
They're not letting everyone touch these.
Listen, if I'm sick, I should be able to touch that and be better right now.
Yeah.
If it doesn't, I don't believe it.
Yep. Healings or it didn't happen. Yeah. Apparently, the bones of the three wise men, the three kings, are on display in Cologne, which is very strange, especially since the Bible doesn't say there was three wise men. That was added later in tradition. Because there's three gifts, so they said three wise men.
But then how would the song work if there wasn't?
Yeah, that's true. They weren't even kings. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm getting mixed messages from the music, but
it's in a place called Cologne, which is pretty cool. It's a cool name.
Yeah, like what you get for Christmas.
In Milan? No, wait. No, I don't know. I can't read.
Isn't that what they brought baby Jesus, was cologne?
So they brought him cologne and gold, basically.
So he'd smell good at his prom.
And a corsage.
Oh, yeah, we want the baby to smell good at prom.
The holy foreskin was stolen in 1983.
Oh, my God.
Jesus' foreskin. Somebody really wanted that. Can you imagine? Like, it's probably like some rich dude commissioned somebody to steal it for him. Like, I really need Christ's foreskin.
I need the holy foreskin.
And good for the rabbi or whoever who knew to hold on to Jesus' foreskin, because he didn't even come out into the ministry till he was 30. So
I'm sure that whatever happened, they just chopped it off and threw it into the barn or whatever.
Yeah.
That's a weird practice to begin with.
It is so strange. And that was a part in the early church too, was just the fight over whether or not you want to keep kind of chopping off foreskins. Like they really fought about that. Like part of the church was like, no, we keep our dicks, and the other part is like, no, we cut part of it off. And it was like seriously fights over that, which is something.
Yay, genital mutilation.
Yay! It's going to end on the blood of San Gennaro. The blood of San Gennaro. Saint Gennaro.
Is this like the generic saint?
He's the generic saint. He was beheaded. At the time, as tradition, you keep some of the blood of martyrs. So if a martyr's killed, somebody sneaks up and grabs some blood. Yeah. But apparently, every year on September 19th and December 16th, his dried blood turns liquid again. And everybody comes and they look at his dried blood turning liquid. And if it doesn't turn liquid that year, then something bad is going to happen.
6 more weeks of winter.
6 more weeks of winter. Thing is, I don't know. My guess is it's a parlor trick.
Oh, most definitely.
They don't really let people examine it. Mm-hmm. So there's definitely something that's been going on. If it doesn't liquefy, it's actually a pretty large planet Earth. Mm-hmm. And if something bad happens, you can blame it on anything.
Yep. Yep. That's how I feel about most prophecies and things.
Like when people blame hurricanes on gay marriage or 9/11 on Planned Parenthood.
Oh my God. You got to be a real asshole to think that.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
That's what I say. I'm getting mad again. We had a wholesome episode that we recorded earlier. Now it's
we're all mad again. Get fucked.
God
damn. So yeah, but that's the blood of San Gerano. It's a powder that turns liquid, and everyone comes and sees it, and everyone's like, "That's a miracle. That's God's miracle."
Don't you people know We have cool places to go now.
Yeah. There are IMAX theaters.
You can go to a Six Flags.
Yes.
And have a great day.
There is the Superman ride.
You don't have to stand around and look at chains or blood powder.
Imagine even people who wait for hours. I mean, you don't have to wait for hours to see the Ark Encounter, but even if people who would want to like just go see the Ark Encounter when there's real things you can look at,
like go to the Grand Canyon.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, go see.
It's a giant hole in the ground.
Go to the strip club.
Yeah,
that's I'm okay. I'd rather not.
I mean, I'd probably rather go that than look at the dried blood thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I don't care.
Yeah, because you can just get some wings.
At the dried blood thing?
Yeah.
They sell wings?
They sell wings probably outside.
Okay,
yeah.
probably.
But let's move on to... Oh, unless you have any more questions about relics. Thoughts about relics.
I don't think so. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's just dead people shit that people ascribe importance to.
Yeah, it's religious hoarding.
Yeah, it's religious hoarding.
Yeah. But...
It's different than religious hoarding in the sense that it's used to propagate this idea. It's religious hoarding with a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's marketing.
Yeah, it's marketing.
Very bad marketing.
It's very bad marketing. Well, it works, so it might be good marketing. Yeah.
It works for the people that you probably don't need to work it on.
Yeah.
You know? So I don't know if it does.
Yeah. And the fact that they're still, touring around these things that they know are fakes, they have to know are fakes. And it's skeezy and
they
gross.
charge money and get donations from these things?
Oh, yeah. 100%.
So it's just them trying to score more cash without actually having to do anything.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, God forbid they help somebody.
Yeah.
No, let's just tour a 2,000-year-old hand.
Yeah.
I don't know, but people do weird shit like that. Did you know that for a while there was a big practice called like unwrapping parties where people would just take mummies that they would get from Egypt and then they would just unwrap them, and that was like a party that people would do.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of like things were destroyed because of that. Because there was like a huge boom where they were doing a lot of digs and finding a lot of them. So like, people would just take them back to England and like, let's have an unwrapping party.
Oh my God.
So people are weird and do dumb shit all the time. So
and they could have done scientific tests on them, and now we've lost stuff. Yeah.
Nowadays they don't even touch them. They just do like full CT scans and look into everything.
Yeah. I hope just one of those unwrapping parties, that mummy came to life, killed everybody, and then Tom Cruise had to come in.
Or Brendan Fraser.
I should have said Brendan Fraser. Much better.
Much better.
Anyways, let's do a Christian rock lyric.
Can't you see you're not making Christianity better? You're just making rock and roll worse.
All right, which one is it today?
The band is called FFH.
FFH? Final Fantasy H?
Final Fantasy H. And the song is called Big Fish.
Oh, like from the movie?
Like that Tim Burton movie, Big Fish.
Is it about the whale thing that they always call
it's about fish? Jonah. It's about Jonah.
Even though a whale's not a fish?
Yeah. But in the Bible it says fish. And then maybe it was a fish.
Maybe.
Also, once again, it doesn't matter if it's a whale or a fish. You cannot survive in anything's stomach for 3 days.
Holy mackerel.
Holy mackerel. Yeah, they should have called the song Holy Mackerel. But it says, "Are you in the big fish?" By the way, this is an awful song to listen to. I tried listening to it today.
Really?
It's tough.
Why?
It's not catchy at all. I don't know what it is about the song, but it's hard to listen to. But it was a popular
song.
And
see what happens.
Are you in the big fish? Are you sitting in the belly of a world gone mad? Have you turned your back in his wish? Maybe it's on
his wish.
On his wish, on his will for your life. Have you made him sad? Do you want to get out of the big fish? Listen to God and follow his plan, and you won't be part of the main dish. He'll spit you out onto dry land.
For a song for Christians, it's very like angry at people who aren't Christian.
Yeah, it's true.
And I gotta wonder, like, why are you so mad about people not believing in your stuff?
Because to them, they think it's like the easiest thing. It's like, you know, there's a choice here. You can either go to heaven, you can go to hell. And there's people so stubborn. Yeah. And who they think that what they think they believe, that they're willing to risk hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, to like be stubborn in their sin or whatever it is. Like they think it's all about people are out there sinning. And the only reason they don't come to God isn't because there's no evidence that he exists. It's because they would rather sin now than go to heaven.
I mean, from everything that I've heard about heaven, I'd probably rather sin now.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, just what I want to do.
Boring place.
Yeah, hang around and sing at God forever.
And that's the thing. I mean, this song is all about that, right? Like, it just feels like it exemplifies how a lot of religious people really feel about atheists and really feel about people who in other religions and people who don't believe the way they do, is that they're sad, they have a miserable life, and that they're longing for more and they need something to be filled.
See, it's weird because I feel I feel that the uber religious Christian people are the ones who have a more like limited worldview and life experience.
And they always say we're free in Christ, but there's not. There's so many more.
There's so many rules and things like this is how you have to do it. This is how you have to be. I mean,
there's thought crimes. There's thought police. It's like you can't think certain things. You can't say certain things that you feel. You can't be who you are if you're, LGBTQ.
There's a fear of retribution, which is insane. That you're like, oh no, we're free. It's like, are you though?
Yeah.
I don't know. People deny their true selves because of it, and.
Somebody pointed out today online the irony of the phrase "God gave us free will." Mm-hmm. If he gave it to us, then he can take it away, which means that it's not free will.
And if you say that it's God works in mysterious ways or it's God's plan, then that's not free will either, right?
Exactly. You either have free will or God has a plan.
Yeah, because if there's divine intervention, then it's no longer free will.
Yeah.
I don't know. People believe what they're going to believe. More power to you.
Yeah.
We're mostly talking about this song, and it's problematic.
More power to you to a point, but also like it's okay to question things, and it's okay to really discover what you believe.
Fuck, that's what this show's about. Yeah. Ask questions.
Yeah.
Don't take everything at face value.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're not sure about something, that's okay.
Yeah.
Find stuff out.
Yeah.
And don't just take the first person's word. Don't take our word.
Yeah. As in the words of
we don't
LeVar
know what
Burton.
the fuck we're talking about.
Yeah. In the words of LeVar Burton.
No, he didn't
but
say
don't take my word for it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go to the kids who review the book.
Right.
But
and then they talk about the book. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But question everything.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not everything, but question a lot of things.
Question a lot of things. And it's people who believe differently than you aren't necessarily sad. There you go.
People just believe different things.
Yeah.
I talk to those people.
Yeah.
Fight those people.
Fight those people. Fight anyone.
I mean,
no, wait, don't
not
fight
physically.
Anyone.
I mean, have a debate.
Engage. Yeah.
But don't think that just because you disagree with them that you don't like the person or you have to hate that person.
We've gotten compliments on our Instagram discussions when people argue with us on Instagram for how we don't fight with people. Like we don't we try to just say our point of view and lead people to understand why we have that point of view as opposed to like you're an idiot or fuck you or whatever. But at the time of recording, the Salvation Army episode came out and somebody was really upset that we called out an organization that's done so many good things when there's other organizations to call out and stuff. I mean, of course, it's a bi-weekly podcast. We're gonna call out everyone eventually.
It's a whataboutism. Yeah, too. It's like as much like I get what you're saying, but at the same time, it's just like.
Yeah, and I was like, well, I want them to continue to
good.
Yeah, and I want them to continue to do the good things, but I also need them to be called out for the bad things they do. Otherwise, they'll keep doing the bad things they do, right?
They're also a very well-known, it's almost ubiquitous at like the holiday season. That's all you really see.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you don't know that they're like shitty, then you're just going to keep throwing money at them.
Yeah.
They're not going to change. And, you have to hold these people accountable sometimes, so...
Also, Salvation Army bell ringer called me Bud the other day, and I hate when people I don't know call me Bud.
Did you take $5 from him?
I was like, excuse me, that's $5.
I would have.
Yeah. But anyways, that's I think that's it for us for this week. Rate us on iTunes.
Yeah.
Tell your friends about us.
Comment us on Instagram. Send us your thoughts, and maybe we'll talk about it on air again sometime.
Yeah. It's a nice little community there on Instagram. Get involved with that.
Yeah. You should.
Yeah. And Facebook. More so Instagram, because I don't know, for some reason people would gravitate there with this one. But yeah.
People like pictures.
People like pictures.
I mean, they have them on Facebook too, but
Yeah. But yeah, love you.
Bye.
Bye.